Here's something I see in the ER that almost nobody talks about until it's too late. A woman comes in after a fall, not a dramatic one. She just trips on a rug or misses the curb. And the fall itself is not the worst part. The worst part is what comes after the surgery, the months of recovery, and the moment she realizes she can't get up from the floor on her own anymore. I'm Dr. Rachel Felber. I'm an ER physician and a strength coach for women, and I have taken care of a lot of these patients. And I'm not telling you this to scare you, but because almost all of it is actually preventable. You don't need a complicated program. You don't need to copy whatever you see people doing at the gym. You just need to be strong enough to live your life comfortably. And that comes down to about 7 movements. Stick with me because the 7th one is the most underrated exercise that almost nobody trains. One quick but important note before we start. This video is general education. It's not medical advice. You need to talk to your own doctor before beginning a new exercise program, especially if you have any injuries or any chronic medical conditions or you haven't trained in a while. So why these 7 and not the 100 other things you could do? Because every one of them is a movement pattern, something that your body is already doing every single day, whether you train it or not. You squat every time you stand up. You hinge every time you pick something up. And you're going to be doing these movements for the rest of your life. The only question is whether you do them with strength or whether you do them weak and hope nothing goes wrong. That is the whole idea. No trends, no extremes. We're not training to be in a bodybuilding competition. We are just training so real life stays easy. You can start with your body weight, a chair, or a light pair of dumbbells and just get a little stronger over time. That's it. Let's go through them. Number 1 is the squat. Every time you stand up from a chair, get off the couch, get up from the toilet, or lower down to play with a kid and then stand back up again, that is a squat. And the day your squat gets hard is the day your independence starts to go away. This is the single best movement that you can do for strong legs and hips. You don't need to drop into a super deep squat to get the benefit. You can just start by standing up from a chair with control and then sitting back down slowly without flopping down. When that becomes easy, take the chair away and do a bodyweight squat. And when you're ready, hold a dumbbell close to your chest because that little bit of extra weight is what is going to tell your muscles and bones to actually start getting stronger. Form check. Keep your whole foot planted. Sit your hips back like you're reaching for the chair behind you and push up through your legs. Your knees should point in the same direction as your toes. Number 2 is the hinge, and you'll often see this as the deadlift or Romanian deadlift. This is the one you use every time you pick up a laundry basket, a bag of groceries, a suitcase, or a kid off the floor. And the truth is you're going to be bending down and lifting things up for the rest of your life, hopefully. The goal is not to avoid it. The goal is to get strong and skilled at this exact movement so that your back is protected when you do it. You can start with no weight at all. Just get comfortable with the movement. Push your hips back like you're closing a car door with your butt. Keep a soft bend in your knees, your back straight, and your hips move back, not down. When you're ready, add a dumbbell or 2 and keep them close to your body the whole way down. Form check. Keep your back flat the whole time. Don't let it round. You should feel this in your hamstrings and your glutes. So the back of your legs and your butt, not in your low back. Your hips go back, the weights stay close to you, and then you stand tall by squeezing your glutes. Now, the next ones are the difference between handling your own stairs, your own groceries, your own bags, versus having to ask someone for help. Number 3 is a lunge or a step up. This is single leg strength, and it's important because real life happens one leg at a time. You use this climbing the stairs, stepping up onto a curb, getting in and out of a car. So if you have started taking the stairs one at a time or avoiding stairs altogether, this is the movement that will give you that strength back. So start supported. You can hold onto a chair, a wall, a railing, and do a split squat. And don't feel like you need to let go until you're really ready. A low step up is also great. It is the most direct way to build stair strength. And once you're steady with that, go ahead and add dumbbells. Be sure that you're controlling yourself on the way down, not just on the way up. Number 4 is a horizontal push. This trains your chest, your shoulders, your triceps, but think about what pushing strength actually does in real life. It helps you open a heavy door, push a loaded grocery cart, push furniture around your home, and push yourself up off the floor out of a deep chair. And these are some of the small things that women gradually start asking other people to do for them, but we don't have to. For an incline push-up, start with your hands on the wall and press your body away from it. Then when you're ready, just lower the angle and put your hands on a counter or a bench or chair or couch. A dumbbell bench press is another variation of the same pushing pattern. You're lying on a bench and you're pressing the weights straight up. It is just sort of a different way to train the same movement as a push-up. So use whichever one you prefer. Form check. Keep your body in one straight line with your hips in line with your shoulders, and don't let your hips sag or stick up. Number 5 is pressing something overhead. You use this when you put dishes away, reach a high shelf, put a suitcase into the overhead bin. And a lot of women slowly stop reaching overhead because their shoulders start to feel weak or stiff, and then the strength starts to fade away pretty quickly. But we are not going to let that happen. You can start seated with a light dumbbell in each hand and press them overhead with control. Once you're comfortable with that, you can add weight or try a standing press. Form check. Stack your ribs over your hips and keep your core tight. Don't lean back to heave the weights up. And if you have shoulder pain or an old shoulder injury, please get someone to check your form before you go heavy on this one. Number 6 is the row. This is your pulling movement and the one that fixes your posture. Rows build your upper back, your shoulders, and your arms. They help you pull a heavy door open, pull yourself up, and they help pull your shoulders back out of that rounded forward position that so many of us are in from being on our phones and computers and sitting at desks all day. A resistance band is a great place to start. You can also try a supported one-arm dumbbell row or a bent-over row with 2 dumbbells. Form tip, drive your elbow back toward your hip and squeeze your shoulder blades down and in. You are rowing with your back, not yanking with your arm. And number 7, the most underrated exercise, the farmer's carry. This is just picking up something heavy in each hand and walking with it. Think about how much of life is carrying. You're hauling your groceries in from the car. You're carrying your suitcase. You're carrying laundry up the stairs. You're carrying kids. A farmer's carry builds grip strength, core strength, and posture. So your bags don't get too heavy, your hands don't give out, and you stay independent enough to handle your own shit. You can start with moderate weight dumbbells in each hand and just walk slowly. And as you get stronger, you can go heavier and or walk farther. Now, the farmer's carry has a sister called the suitcase carry. It's the same idea, but you just hold one dumbbell on one side, just like carrying an actual suitcase. And because your load is lopsided, your core has to fight to keep you from tipping over toward it. So that's where the real work is happening. Your balance, your deep core muscles, your coordination to help you stay upright while you're being pulled to the side. This is really one of the best core exercises there is, and it carries straight over to real life because we're rarely carrying things that are evenly balanced in both hands. Form check. For both, stand tall and walk slowly. Keep your head facing forward and don't let the weight pull you to one side. Keep this calm and controlled, and we're not racing through it. So look at what all 7 of these have in common. None of them are fancy or trendy or exciting to watch on Instagram, but these are the things that your body needs to keep doing for the rest of your life. Standing up, climbing stairs, picking things up, carrying them, reaching over your head, and pushing things. Here is how simple a workout program can be. 2 full body workouts a week. In each session, just pick 2 or 3 lower body movements and 2 or 3 upper body movements. And that's it. You don't need to do 25 exercises per gym session. Honestly, 5 or 6 is plenty when they are done properly, consistently, and you increase the difficulty whenever you can. So a little more weight, a couple more reps, a little better control with your movement. And that's what progressive overload is. That is how you build muscle and strengthen your bones and keep your independence. So you can keep doing all of the normal everyday things that you need to do without difficulty for many, many years and decades. For most of us, strength training is not just about getting toned or fitting into smaller jeans. It is about carrying your own bags, climbing stairs without worrying you're going to fall, getting down on the floor to play with your kids or grandkids and being able to get back up again, and staying independent for as long as you possibly can. Trust me, I have seen what happens when people wait until the strength is already gone and they're having problems. You don't have to be a bodybuilder. You just have to get started now before a fall, a fracture, or loss of strength makes that choice for you. It's never too late to start. Just remember to check with your doctor before you begin and get eyes on your form whenever you can. And if you really want to be sure you're doing this right, get help from someone you trust, ideally a qualified coach who actually understands women's bodies. A good one will not just hand you a generic plan. They will build something around your needs, your experience, your health history, your lifestyle, and your goals. If you'd like that kind of help from me, the link is below. I'm Dr. Rachel Felber. I'm an ER doctor and a women's health and strength coach. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.